Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another session of Let's Talk by Interlingua. I'm your host, Mike Reese, and I am so delighted to be here because. Okay, Mike, calm down, take it easy. Okay, I'm fine. I am so excited about the topic of this show, today's show, because we are going to talk about over here. Movies. But for some people, movies are more than just plain entertainment. Many people, like me and the guest, which you are about to see, we find ourselves really passionate about the movies that we watch. They mean a lot to us because it's not only, like I said, not only entertainment, we also like to appreciate the art of filming. We also like to get ourselves lost in them because maybe after having a bad day or going through a really bad time in our lives, going back to your favorite movies or discovering one can even help you going through some stuff. Like, for example, well, I want to take this chance to talk about my personal favorite movie, which I also recommend to you. It has a terrible translation in Latin America, but you can find it as Memento, which you can find it on Netflix. It's directed by Christopher Nolan, the first film he made. And believe me when I tell you, you got to watch this movie, Memento by Christopher Nolan. I could tell you a little bit more about the film, but I would spend the entire hour. And remember, we also have guests. So, without further ado, let's bring them out. Maripaz, Robert Tito, Roberto. Hey!
Hi, hello.
Hello, guys. Good to see you back here. You guys did a wonderful participation in previous Let's Talk shows, respectfully from gaming and for the home office topic. But I'm so glad to have you guys here because, like I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, we are planning to talk about movies. Pa-pa-da-da-pa-pa. Forgive me if I do a little bit of a funny face or I get overexcited. It's just that I'm really passionate about this topic. I love it so much. So, let me just take a deep breath. Let me calm myself down. And now, let's begin by something very simple. Maripas, what kind of movies do you watch or do you like to watch?
Um, I think I like to watch most movies. I could tell you the kind of movies I don't like to watch, the exceptions.
That is also
Um,
very interesting.
I think it's you have to watch everything. You have to understand everything. Movies can give you a little bit of perspective into what people like, what people believe. I think it's a universe you open. What I don't like are action movies that are only an action movie. It makes me crazy. I like over the top kind of Scarface movies. I get it. I get it. Okay, that's very amazing. The story is great, but I don't like the Fast and Furious series, for example.
Okay, okay.
I don't get it because there's nothing else to it. There's only like cars chasing each other, and what can we do now? I don't know. Cars in space. I think the next step for them is putting cars into space and crashing against
Oh,
each
yeah.
other. I don't know what they will do for next movie. Um, but I watch everything. Also because my friends drag me to watch festivals, to watch films in different places. Um, and I also like to watch movies by myself or only to relax. I watch romantic comedies. I don't, not
Oh,
everything I watch is very serious. I, as my boyfriend is comic book fan, I also watch a lot of Marvel movies, and now I know all the characters. So yeah, I watch a little bit of everything.
I mean, it's good. It's good. Like, I mean, it's. I think it's healthy to be open-minded to pretty much everything, and therefore we can actually make a real decision of what we like and what we don't like. So I think it's pretty much everything that you mentioned is it's I mean I totally agree on. I totally agree on. Like for example, at first the first few films of the Fast and the Furious were like, especially because I was like probably in secondary school when they came out. Everybody was like crazy about the cars, and it was like, all right. I mean, we didn't necessarily thought they were good films, but it was just like just to hang around. But yeah, the last one was very absurd. And I'm playing nicely. I mean, I could call them in a very bad way, in very bad ways, but I don't know. Do each his own. And
No.
the romantic comedies, we will get to that later because that is also something that I want to talk about, especially because I learned a lot from them and for the people who watch them. But we will get to it in a couple of minutes. Right now, Roberto,
Oh,
tell me,
Mike.
man. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Tell me, what kind of movies do you like to watch? What kind of movies you enjoy,
Uh,
and which ones you hate?
well, for starters, as you can see, I have a Deadpool poster behind me, so I love superhero movies. Um, I'm what you can call a Marvel guy. Those are my
Okay,
favorite ones.
okay, okay, okay.
But I also like some DC movies. Not a lot, but Suicide Squad. All basically everybody in the world hated it, but I loved it. I
The
actually
first one.
yes, the
The
first
first
one.
one. Okay,
Yes, with
okay, okay.
I actually loved it. I was very anxious about Jared Leto's Joker. I obviously was sad when he got like a couple of scenes. Yes, but then we got the Snyder cut, and then was like I knew that he could make a better Joker.
He did it way better in the Snyder's cut than in
Yes,
the
I know.
Suicide Squad. Way better. Way better.
Yes, that was the Joker I was expecting. So
Okay.
superhero movie, horror movies, not like extremely gory movies, extremely bloody,
Mm,
but like Hostel, Saw, those are my go-to. I also like the new It movie, the reboot from
no.
Andy Muschietti.
Andy Muschietti, yes.
It was amazing. I enjoy the original one, and I also because of my girlfriend, since she's a Harry Potter fan, I've
Oh.
been I've been actually getting more into the whole Harry Potter world, and I also like science fiction movies. I basically like a little bit of everything.
Yes.
I think maybe the only thing I don't like are, and not a lot, like the found footage films. I
Oh,
don't
that's
like them a lot. I think that
okay.
the only one that I've seen that I liked is the Blair Witch Project,
Oh,
The OG.
the OG
Well,
one.
well, I was I was about to say that probably the first that was probably the first found footage film, but it's not true. It's not true. I think it was Cannibal Holocaust.
Yes, I think it was the first
Yes, that was the first one, but the Blair Witch Project was a commercial success, and
one.
it has a
Exactly.
lot of mysticism around it. So
I think that's the I think that's the one that I like the most from found footage.
found footage film. Okay, okay, okay. I'm just going over my 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 mind's filmography to make some suggestions, if I may, later on for each and every one of you guys. But until then, Maripaz, you have a very interesting T-shirt related to today's topic. Can you tell me a little bit more about it, please?
Oh, okay. I want to try and show it. Written and directed by Wong Kar-wai.
Hmm.
It was custom made. It was a present that I love. Because that is, I think, my favorite director. My
Okay.
favorite movie is from him. Um, because that's another thing that I really like about movies, that they can be very aesthetic. So you just watch them because the experience is like very pretty and you're happy and you're like, oh, this is the best. And I believe that makes us want to watch them again or feel the same emotions that we had the first time. We can watch movies over and over because of that, if they are effective in what they transmit. So this is the director for the story is very funny because I found out this story. He wanted to make this long movie, 4.5 hours, and they told him we can't do that. No one is ever going to buy that from us. No one is going to show it ever. You
Okay.
have to you have to do something. And then they told him you have to cut it, reduce it. He didn't want to, so he decided to make day and night, uh, parts of the same area, the Chongqing area in
Uh-huh.
China. And one of them is Chongqing Express, like the really feel good movie. And then the other part is the night and very dark, very film noir, that it feels almost like a comic book. It's beautiful. Fallen Angels. He had to divide it
Follow.
in two. And then they don't, I think they don't really show Fallen Angels a lot, but those are my like my favorite type of movies. They make you feel like if you ever watched Akira Kurosawa's Dreams, or that type of thing, that's like where you get lost in the movie and the ambient, everything, the music. I love it.
That's what I wanted to also point out. What does our movies mean? What do our favorite movies mean to us? You mentioned some pretty interesting flicks that while you were talking, I did a little research, and they sound very interesting. I
Hmm.
definitely want to watch them because I also like Asian cinema. But tell me about your experience with these both films. When did you watch them for the first time? Why? And tell me about that first experience. How did those films hit you? How did you feel?
Um, the first movie I saw by Wong Kar-wai was, um, I think it wasn't that one. It was 2046, something like that. So I did
Okay.
my research. I got obsessed, obviously, like we do, and
Yes.
I found this movie, and it was like, and there was a time when I had a lot of free time. And back then I watched everything. I binge watched all the TV series they recommended, and I found this movie. And after I watched it, I was in shock and said, I have to watch it again. And it has one of my favorite songs, also the California Dreaming song, if you've
Okay.
ever heard it. So it's very
The
relaxing, very soothing, I would say. And I
uh-huh.
never knew there was a second part. But one of my friends is also a film enthusiast. Well, she's more obsessed than I am,
Okay.
and she took a course in movies in Wong Kar Wai, and told me that this movie existed, the Fallen Angels movie. And recently, I went to Cineteca to watch it, and it was really great, but
They
it was
show it.
too dark. I didn't. I was not expecting. all the all the murder in that movie.
Oh
But
well.
you would love it if you're like a Kill Bill fan, that type of thing, or very old boy vibes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
oh my god. Oh my god.
but it's a light and dark thing.
I'm
That's
so
what I
excited.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should watch it definitely.
It says right here a 1995 Hong Kong romantic crime comedy drama film, Fallen Angels. Yes. I love the two films that you said, so I think this one is pretty much for me as well. I will definitely give it a go. I actually can't wait to watch it. But we're working, so let's get it together. So,
You can't watch it at the same time.
don't tempt me. Don't tempt me because please don't give me any ideas because I'm like that. I'm like, should I? Could I? Okay. No. No. Everything is going well. Everything is going cool. And since it's going so cool, I also want to know about Roberto's favorite films. What is a film that you enjoy a lot and it doesn't matter how many times you watch it, you don't get bored and you could watch it like the first time?
It's not one movie, it's the entire saga so far. All the Saw movies. I can watch them
Wow.
and I don't get bored.
Hey
And
Roberto. Hey Roberto, guess what?
yes,
I want to play a game.
actually, funny that you say that. Uh, it's related to the topic. 2 years ago, as when this video game was released, they did a Halloween event
Uh-huh.
and they released two two character skins, one from Leatherface and one from Saw.
The
And
Billy
then
doll.
and yes, exactly, the Billy
Okay. The
doll.
Billy doll.
So I went and I bought the Billy skin, and so far I don't regret buying it. It's the skin that I play the most. But yes, and actually, when my liking of the movie, it didn't start when I first watched it
Hmm.
because it's actually a funny story. Uh,
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
actually was afraid at first of the movies. All the things that were hostile and so I never watched it. Then I think it was on 2010, something like that, when Saw 3D was released.
Hmm.
A cousin of mine got a copy and we watched it. I was terrified, obviously, because it was the first one that I saw from beginning to end.
Okay.
But then when I was like 15, 16, they were on Netflix. And then I started watching them and I'm like, okay, I actually enjoy them. And then now what I do when I want to watch them is like, since they are on Amazon Prime, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, on Monday I watch this the first one and so on and so on. So I see them like every day one Saw movie.
Okay.
And actually I would say that my favorite one is the third one because it's like the climax of the John Kramer story
Uh-huh.
with Amanda. It's like their
Ama-
climax of the story.
Amanda Young.
Yes, it's like their climax.
Uh-huh.
So it's I enjoy how they ended their story, but at the same time they still developed it during the following ones.
They set the basis
Exactly,
for the next sequels.
exactly. So
Okay.
every flashback that appears in the next ones is related to the first three movies, and that's and uh and so far I'm still trying to find the correct order to watch them. like which one goes
Oh,
first, which one is second, and I
yeah,
haven't found
a
I
way
haven't
to.
exactly I haven't found that way to watch them in the correct order.
Actually, I don't know if you knew this, but that's exactly a big problem of that saga, the chronological order. Because I don't know if you saw two other films that are not necessarily from that saga, but they are canon: Jigsaw and Spiral.
Yes, love them.
They if I mean they made a mistake by making them canon, because that generates conflicts of
With the
chronological order with
timeline.
the other, yes, with the timeline, and I'm like, no.
Yes, that's my problem. I can't find that way to watch them in order, in including at the same time Spiral and Jigsaw. So that's the problem.
You know what? Let's forget about Spiral. I don't want to like. It's better if that movie hadn't existed at
Yes,
all. Damn,
it
damn.
it was not good.
No, 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 no. And for our viewers who don't know, well, we're practically talking about the Saw saga, whose main main character and also main antagonist is John Kramer, who has an alter ego known as Jigsaw. If you haven't saw, if you haven't seen any of these flicks, go ahead, but don't watch them while you are eating. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. After that warning, Maripaz. This is a question that I ask almost everybody because I there is always a very original answer. We all well, we all have our guilty pleasures. Me personally, it's not that I don't have them, but I don't feel guilty about anything that I like to do or enjoy. That being said, is there a movie that you like, or best case scenario that you love, but everybody else hates it or don't like, or they don't like it? Is there a film like that?
I'm not sure. I don't think I have any like guilty pleasures, as you say. Something you watch and other people are like, here they go
Exactly.
again. I
Ah,
think no, I think I have one. Yes. So I watched a
okay.
lot of movies, in that period of my life,
Okay.
and also when I was in. And when I was in college, we saw a lot of movies. We were very excited. We skipped classes to go to the movies. Don't tell anyone. And I showed my parents this movie, The Lady in the Water, I think. It's a
Oh,
The M Night
M
Shyamalan
Night
movie,
Shyamalan. Yeah.
and they. I think my mother fell asleep, but she always does that. Like 5 minutes after it started, you look at her and it's like, oh. And then she wakes up and what happened? What did I miss? Where is that girl that came out of the water? No, but they hated it. And um I know like other three people, maybe guys you like it, but I really like this movie. um I think because I like fiction, and it is one of these movies where you have to um have this suspension of disbelief when you have to believe
Okay.
everything they throw at you. No, like this guy only exercises half his body. You have to believe that. This other guy wrote the book about everything that was going to happen, Nostradamus style. You have to believe it over and over, and people don't like it. They like to be presented with things that are more normal, more believable, and that is how we get the formula for some movies, right? I feel there is a formula now for action movies, for also for comedies, things like that.
Yeah.
And the directors don't really have a lot of freedom to move around. Oh, other movies I really like, the guilty pleasures would be Christmas movies, because I watch them when I see my family during Christmas time. They are very stupid, all of them, all of them. They are about buying the impossible gift and spending the holidays trapped because there is snow. The plot is very stupid, I know.
No, I
But
love them too.
I want to turn off my brain for maybe 2.5 hours and watch it. That's okay.
Can you give me one example of one of these? Because I can think of like
Okay.
10.
I always forget the names. Do you remember this movie where someone marries or is dating Santa Claus? No? And then they
Uh,
discover, oh, he's Santa Claus, obviously, because I don't remember
is it
the
the one
name
with
of
Tim
that
Allen
one.
where he
With Tim
becomes
Allen,
Santa?
yes. Yes.
It's well in Latin America, guys, it's called Santa Clausula. In English, I can't remember how it's called. I will get over it in a second. But I love that movie. I think there were three of them.
Oh, really?
Yes, three of them. One when he becomes Santa Claus. The next one where he well they show his life or
Mhm.
of him, how he deals with
Mm.
being Santa Claus and being a father, because he already had a family. So it's called Santa Claus, but not Claus that the name ho ho ho, but Claus of as a rule.
As a legal clause. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly, just like that, Santa
Love it.
Claus. Oh my god! And
I
like
don't
I
feel
said, I
ashamed,
mean,
but
uh-huh.
but I love
No, me
them.
neither. I totally understand you. One of my favorite Christmas movies, apart from Die Hard, Duro de Matar, it's actually, I think in English it's called Jingle All the Way, but in Spanish it was called El Regalo Prometido. It's a film about Arnold Schwarzenegger that he has to buy this doll, this little action figure to his kid, but everybody wants that same action figure, so he has to go all the way to the city to buy the doll, but he can't find the doll. Ay! Like you said, I mean, the plots are very simple, but somehow we actually enjoy them. We love to watch them every year. So now let's talk about the other side of the coin, Maripaz. Is there a film that everyone loves or everybody acclaims and you don't find it that good or you don't find it that interesting?
Um, I don't know, because we all hate the Avatar movie. I think, I'm not sure.
But
The
which
one,
one?
the green alien, sorry, the blue aliens movie, the
Oh,
animated,
yes.
very expensive to make.
Okay, okay.
We all hate it, you know? But I think there's an actor at most of his movies that I don't like, because I think we sometimes look for the same actor because we love for me that is Jason Bateman. He's very funny. I watch all the comedies he's in. The opposite, I think, is Nicolas Cage. I don't know
Ooh.
why. I don't like his face, and for real. And maybe he's not a good actor, or not my type of actor. That's what I want to
Okay.
say. But I remember that I watched the original Wicker Man movie, because that type of folk horror really
Yes.
appeals to me. I love it. I like horror movies that are well done. Um, the Saw saga is some of them. Um, but I watched then the Nicolas Cage version, and it was unintentionally funny.
Exactly. Because
Wasn't
of his
well done.
overacting. because of his over style of acting and the way he screams and he's like ah. I
And
understand.
his face, and
He
I don't
says
know.
like what's going on here? Okay. Well, I am Nicolas Cage. Yeah, it's good to impersonate. It's I watch him all the time. It's funny. It's so funny.
It's the same with all his movies. I think the Conair movie. Um,
Ooh.
None of them. No, I can't
You
watch
don't
him.
like you don't like okay, okay. It's fine. It's fine. Like you said, I mean we can't all like the same things. But that's the reason that's what makes this like this type of conversations interesting. Like I mentioned, I always get a very original answer when I ask this type of questions because uh every time I do that, I ask that question, I always get surprised about the answer. And I don't judge, it's fine, but I always get surprised. Like they always say something impactful. In this case, you said something very, very interesting, very impactful. Like wow. But I know, to be fair, the remake of The Wicker Man, it is a bad movie. It
Ah,
is a bad
yeah,
movie.
the
I
complete movie. Yeah.
Yes, the original one, I loved it, and thank you so much for mentioning it. Thank you so much for mentioning it. So you do like horror.
I do
Mm.
watch horror movies, but funny story. When I was born, I had 6 fingers, and they cut one of them. So I'm really scared of mutilation, dismemberment, all the type of
Oh,
things that are really cringy to me. Very, I don't know.
you
I
shouldn't
can't
watch
watch
Saw.
it. Sometimes I disconnect, and I only see gore movies full of blood, and I understand it's fiction, but I can't watch them for a long time. This movie I saw, I think it's called Martyrs. I couldn't finish
No,
watching it. I couldn't. No, no. It was like, no. Why? Why? It's pure torture. Really, you open my eyes like this, and make
and
me
and
watch it for
and
hours,
and
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 I
what they
will
did
die
to
probably.
the girl in the end, like, have you watched that film, Roberto? Martyrs. Do you know that film?
No, but by the looks of it, I think I would be uh, horrified.
Entertained?
No,
Horrified?
horrified.
Okay. Yes,
Oh, you
definitely. Definitely. It's a very shocking film. Uh not not that I'm recommending it. I'm just saying like information for our viewers. It is a French film. And the fame that this film has is that you either love it or hate it.
hmm
There is no in between. I've heard that some people loved it, some people liked it a lot, and the other side hated it or said it was garbage. So I guess it all depends on the viewer. It's very graphic. Be warned, it's very graphic. It's very pessimist as well. I think, to be fair, some of the lines in the script are very well written because of the pessimist message, but I don't recommend you guys to watch it if you feel down, if you feel sad, or if you're going through a wonderful time in your lives. Be warned. Be warned. Is there a movie like that that you have watched, Roberto, and do you want to tell me about?
Not pessimistic, but maybe it
Shocking.
seemed shocking. Clockwork Orange, like how they did
Oh,
the Ludovico procedure on Alex to get all the violence out of his system. Yes, like it was like the first time I saw it, I was like, ow. I didn't even want to continue watching it, but then as the plot as the movie continues. Like, okay, now I can stop watching it.
How
I
old were you?
I was like 18, 17, sort of.
Okay, 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 okay,
I
okay.
wasn't that young, but it was
Oh,
like,
fortunately, fortunately.
yes. But here is something funny. Uh, in the movie, actually, Malcolm McDowell got his eyes like this. So
Yes,
that actually happened to him, and he got like tiny injuries in his side because.
exactly.
So I think that would be the no. I wouldn't say shocking to that extent, but maybe uh, surprising, interesting.
Hmm.
I think that would be the words that I would use to describe it.
The Clockwork Orange.
Because shocking
Okay.
at the beginning with Alex and
With
his
his
drugs,
with his
with his
ultra violence
exactly with
spree.
all his violence, exactly. And that
Okay.
part of it consider it shocking, but then the rest is like his way to go back into the world as a normal person.
And how he deals with the consequences of the thing he has done.
Exactly.
It's quite a journey. It's quite a journey. It's 2022, and I know that there is definitely people, especially young people, that haven't heard about this film, and I don't really know if they should watch it in terms of necessity, but in terms of appreciating films, they should definitely watch it. Yes, but it's not an easy film to watch. I have to be objective. I have to be honest with you guys. I'm talking to the viewers, huh? It's not an easy film to watch, but it's very good. Well, it's a Kubrick film, Stanley Kubrick film, so it's a win-win situation. It's quality right there. Uh, going back to directors, would you say, my dear Maripaz, that Wong Kar-wai is your favorite film director, or you just like his work a lot? Who is it?
Uh, yeah, so I think that would be my favorite movie director. But as you were saying, many of these Asian directors are great, like Park Wan Cho, Kim Ki Duk. They are great at what they do. Um, the last movie I saw, other than Doctor Strange, was actually an adaptation that's called Drive My Car, and
Oh,
it
really?
is amazing. I think because it has the exact rhythm, the exact timing. It tells a story in the best way possible, and that is what is missing from for some of the most recent movies. All that you're like,
So you're very fond of Asian cinema. You like it a lot. When did you first got involved with Asian cinema? When did you watch it for the first time, and how did you fall in love with it, if I can call it that way?
I think that was Kurosawa probably because
Akira Kurosawa.
that was the first director I saw, and I saw the black and white movies, the Seven Samurai, all
Seven
that,
Samurai.
all that, where he had this favorite actor of his. I really liked it. Um, but my guilty pleasure from back then was anime. I watched a lot of anime, too much, I would say. That was my first approach, and then I said I want to learn more about the culture, and I want to see more of this, where it goes. Yeah, and also a friend of mine from back then showed me the movies. That is
Okay.
great when you can recommend what we love to others.
Feel free to do that here as well. Okay. By the end of this session, I want you to give me and the viewers a recommendation, please. So start thinking about it, please, guys. Roberto, is there a movie director that you like very much, whose filmography is very significant for you?
Definitely. And I don't know, maybe it may sound cliche. Tim Burton is my favorite movie director of all time.
Wow.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
Yes,
I also love.
even his Batman movies are
Oof.
I love actually his Batman trilogy is like my favorite Batman movie. Then we have Christopher Nolan's Batman.
Okay.
Mhm.
Which one do you
Uh,
like better, Batman or Batman Returns?
Batman, the
The first
original one.
one, the first one
Yeah,
with Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
yeah,
Okay.
with Michael Keaton. That was the best
Michael
Batman ever.
Keaton.
That was the best Batman.
That is actually a topic that between that within the comic book fandom and the fans who like superhero films are always discussing like who's the best
Yeah,
Batman, and many times it's a common answer to say that a lot of people think that Michael Keaton was the best movie Batman. You share that opinion.
yeah,
Why do you think that? Tell me about it.
because he he really was what uh
Oh,
And the funny thing is that he did what Batman does. Once you see me, now you don't. That is what I call being vivencial, or be really committed to the things that you like, be very passionate about it. Thank you so much, Roberto. That was great,
Roberto is
man.
really committed to his part,
Yeah,
but pretty soon he's
yes.
going to to come back from the shadows.
From the shadows, and maybe
Like
talking like this.
Batman, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, he's going to say,
God, I love
I'm
Batman.
Roberto. I'm Roberto. Oh my
I
god.
know.
Oh my god. I'm getting so much information about us guys, and I'm oh my god. I'm almost disillusioned the fact that we have not as much time as I would like to keep talking about this. Like, this is a very interesting topic for me, and I'm so grateful that you guys also find it so so meaningful for you. And that is also what I want to ask you, Maripaz. We like songs, we can also have movies that mean a lot to us. Maybe because they represent a time in our lives that we remember with joy, or maybe that we're melancholic about it, or maybe because we were watching it with a very special person. I don't know. Is there a movie like that for you? A movie that means a lot to you in a very personal manner?
Many of them, I would say. I love dinosaurs since I was a young girl, very little girl. I was
Okay.
there with my dinosaur books and making my dinosaur models. I don't know. I was weird.
Ah, you were
Yeah.
cool. You were cool.
Thank you.
Respect.
So I watched Jurassic Park so many times, and I loved to watch it with my sister. So that's a movie we share. That's something that we love. We're obviously going to see the new one. Um, I that's the type of thing. I started watching this animated film. I forgot the name. Where the dinosaur, The Land Before Time, the one that's very sad.
Oh, yes, yes, of
That was
course.
one of my favorites. And yes, those are movies that I can watch over and over because they bring you back to when you were so young and so impressed because you were looking at a dinosaur on the big screen. And I think that was brings back a lot of memories. The Also the franchise, what's the name of that? The Cinemas Gemelos that doesn't exist anymore. I used to go to the aquarium with my friends and then go
Okay.
to the movies, and then you could stay if you wanted to watch 2 or 3 movies. You could stay there. I don't know
Wow.
what they call it. And now they don't give it out so much. Going to the movies is more expensive, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
sad.
Yeah, you can either go out from a movie theater very happy because of the movie that you watch, or you can leave very angry because of the cost of the ticket, and especially if the movie turns out to be bad. Oh my god, oh my god.
Now you can still have fun. I didn't like. I don't know if you liked it, but I didn't like Annabelle. The
No,
horror film was not
no, not
my thing.
really.
And the true story is worse, way worse. They should have done it like
Oh
that.
man.
But when I was watching it with my friends, one of them went to the restroom and sneaked out to the back and waited until he took the seat of my other friend and scared him like this. And he just screamed, "Ah, it's Annabelle!" And it was funny. I think you can have fun even if the movie is really bad.
You make something out of it. Okay, okay. I will. I will remember that for the next time that I get really angry about watching a film in the
Yes.
movies. That yes, it's because I remember like it happened. Well, not recently, but I got so angry when I saw the. It was technically another movie about the Fast and the Furious, but it was only. It was called Hobbs and Shaw. They were only Jason Statham and The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and I just figured, hey, I need to relax a little bit. These two guys make action films, so I want to see cars blowing up. I want to see gunfights. I want to see fist fights. That's what I wanted to see, and there wasn't any of that, or at least there was just like a small amount. And I remember leaving so angry that, oh my god, it's a coin toss. It's a coin flip every time I go to the movies nowadays because I can either go out happy or I can leave like maybe wanting to punch somebody. I don't know. But let's keep
Give me
on
back my money.
smiling. Yes, yes, because it's not a little amount of money, the thing that you spend, especially if you have a family or if
Mm.
you go with someone, because I mean, let's face it, we all love to eat, so we buy our sodas, our popcorn, but the thing is that going to the movies is an experience that I cherish a lot. I hope with all the streaming service that is is taking over the industry, I hope the movie theaters don't close. I hope that doesn't happen because I love going to the movies. But Roberto, I'm glad you're back. And I was asking Maripaz if there is a movie. Well, she told us, but I want to ask you the same thing. Is there a movie that, not necessarily your favorite, but a movie that means a lot to you because of how that movie reached you in a personal way, or because you remember a certain time of your life, maybe a person you watched it with? Is there a movie that means a lot to you?
Yeah, and
Tell me,
actually
please.
got released on HBO Max. The new. Fantastic Beasts one, the Grindelwald Crimes.
Yeah,
The second one.
No, the third one.
the
The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Aha, The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Okay, okay, okay.
Uh,
Tell me, why does that film mean to you? Mean a lot to you?
it means a lot to me because after a long time, that was like the first Harry Potter movie that I sat and watched from beginning to end. And I, at the beginning, I did it just because my girlfriend is a big fan of Harry Potter. But then I'm not gonna lie, and if she's here in the chat, she can tell you this. I cried when it was the wedding at the end, and if
Oh,
she's here, she can tell you that I cried when that happened. I also cried when I think it was Ginny or Tinny. The there's a witch and a muggle that
hmm.
are a couple, but they got separated, and
yes.
I cried when they got separated together.
Queenie,
Queenie, that was her name.
Queen,
Yes, Queenie
Queenie and
and
Jacob,
Jacob. Yes, when they
Queenie and
got
Jacob.
reunited before Grindelwald was elected Minister of Magic, I
Yes,
cried, and it means a lot to me because I had that opportunity to share something that my girlfriend loves, as just like she shares something that I love, and that's why at least that movie has a very special place in my heart. Especially that one, not Saw, not Hostel, not any movie take that place from the Secrets of Dumbledore.
that was very beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And curiously, you mentioned the wedding scene at the end. I also felt a little bit sentimental, but because of Dumbledore himself. Like, if I don't think it's a spoiler, but you could see the sadness he felt, and he goes away walking by himself. It was a sad image to watch, especially because we all have this image of Dumbledore being the great wizard, being like the savior of the day, like the wizard that everybody goes to find a solution or even advice. So he seeing him that vulnerable, that also broke my heart. That also broke my heart. Well, guys, like I said, I wish we could chat long. I wish we could chat longer. It's a reference from a movie, but unfortunately, we only have 1 hour, and I think we're running out of time. So I appreciate the fact that you guys went back here to tell us all your experiences, tell us all the information that you shared with us. Thank you so much for doing it. Hope to see you guys pretty soon as well for more interesting topics and more interesting anecdotes.
Of
I
course.
wish, all right. I wish you all a very pleasant evening. Thank you so much for being here. Also, for our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to be here every Wednesday at 8. With us, it was Maripaz, Roberto Flores, Eric Rios was in the controls. I am Mike Ruiz. So I must bid you adieu. Goodbye and good night. Bang.